How's it going, everyone? It's Mike from PC Classic Cars, back with another virtual description. Today we are going to talk about my FE5 Rally Red 1972 Plymouth Roadrunner. This is a vehicle I bought from a customer out of California, and he's actually a gentleman I've actually bought a handful of Mopars from over the years. He's definitely a Mopar guy. He plays with them, messes with them, turns them into really nice cars. And then sells them to me, which is pretty cool. So again, I bought this car out of California. It's a good, solid car, and we'll dive into that here during this video. On the driveline, this is an H-code car, so that means it would have originally had the 340 in it. This has a 340 in it, but it is not the numbers matching motor. It is a 70 model 340, and it runs extremely well. The motor's definitely had some good work done to it. I don't know exactly what was done, but it runs extremely well, backed by the 727 3-speed automatic transmission. Shifts great, doesn't have any real mechanical problems when it comes to the motor and transmission. You have your standard 8 3/4 rear end, and then on your other options, you do have a power front disc brake setup along with power steering, and this is a non-AC car, but the heater core is there and is hooked up. On your exhaust, you do have the original style set of manifolds. It does have aftermarket dual exhaust, Flowmaster style mufflers, and then my favorite part about the exhaust is going to be the machine gun tips, which just give the car a killer look. Drivability is awesome. Car runs down the road fantastic. It sounds really good. Take a look at my test drive video. I'll dive into a lot of the mechanicals on the car, but overall just a really, really nice driving Mopar. On my does it work section, really some small stuff. Fuel gauge is not reading right. The tach works, but it's not 100% accurate. And then the washer fluid sprayers are not spraying any fluid. Everything else is checking out good. Take a look at my does it work section. It outlines what works and what doesn't work on the car, but a pretty short list of things that are going to be a no on this one. On my normal inspection, looks nice and dry currently underneath. You never know when you can get a Mopar to start leaking, but the bottom of the motor, the transmission, all that stuff does look nice and dry at the moment. A lot of the suspension and the steering components have been done. For example, the front sway bar bushings appear to be newer. The newer upper control arms have been installed. You do have new shocks all the way around. Some of the rear suspension components, like some of the rear bushings, those are going to be either original or older, and they do have a little bit of wear. But again, a lot of the front end stuff has been done. Some of the rear end components are going to be a little bit older, but the drivability of this Mopar is just great. On the exterior, like I said before, it is an FE5 Rally Red car. It has been repainted at some point, and the paint quality is very nice. Whoever did it definitely appears to be a professional. The paint quality shows well. If I have to note anything on the very lower portion of both rear quarters, you can see where they did just a little bit of work, but just minimal stuff. It is a very good, solid car. Paint quality is very nice. Inside corners of the doors, the door jambs, the body itself is very nice and straight. Just a good quality paint job. You got brand new wheels and tires on it, and then I think the car is just a great looking car, being red, having the black accents, and then having the Magnum staggered, the staggered set of Magnum 500 just give the car a really tough, aggressive stance. And I'm a huge fan of this body style when it comes to Mopars. On your engine bay, it's a very clean engine bay. The only thing I noted right above the fender tag on the inner fender there on the driver's side, there's like a small little crusty spot in the paint. Really minimal. Other than that, it's very clean in the engine bay. You do have your fender tag where it's supposed to be. Firewall's nice. Inner fenders are nice. Obviously, the motor's nice and clean. You have the Mopar Performance valve covers, so no issues with any of that stuff. You have a nice air cleaner. Everything's clean, organized. Nothing's out of place, and it all shows really, really well. On the underneath, it is a factory undercoated car. The underneath is very nice and solid. I didn't find any metal problems or rust issues. Again, you do have that heavy undercoating. At some point, I'm sure the car or wherever it originated, they probably undercoated it at the dealer or back in the day, because it does look like that old school style undercoating. But again, you're not fighting rust battles on the bottom side of this car. The floors do look original. Inside the trunk is nice. Just again, a good, nice, solid Mopar on the bottom. Overall, this is a really, really fun driving Mopar. It goes down the road really nice. The motor's strong. The transmission shifts good. And I actually did forget to mention back on the underneath, the small spots that I did find on the passenger side rear wheel well, they did a small little spot there. And then we did talk about the lower quarters having a little bit of work done at some point. And I did actually make a mistake. There's one tiny little spot on the driver's side rear wheel lip on the underneath. There's a tiny little spot there. There'll be a good photo of that in my additional informations tab, so make sure you check that out. In that additional informations tab, there's going to be some photos of the little imperfections around the car on the inside, the outside. So you'll see that as well. But overall, again, like I was saying, it's a great driving car. And then on the interior, I forgot to touch on that as well. I apologize, I'm bouncing around during this video. But on the interior, you have a stock style set of bucket seat, center console, floor shifter. It's a slapstick shifter. The dash does have a dash cap on it. There's going to be some cracks underneath the dash cap, but it is glued down. Factory gauges, headliner, visors, floor mats, all that stuff is great. Outside of just having the dash cap on it, there's nothing really wrong with the interior, and it shows like a stock Mopar on the inside. For the third time now, my overall feel is it is a great Mopar. I love this body style. This is a really fun car. When it comes to Mopars, I'm a small block guy. I do prefer a 340. The 340 is my favorite motor when it comes to a Mopar, and this one runs extremely well. The transmission shifts great, and just overall a really, really good driving car. I do have the fender tag. I do have the original broadcast sheet, and we do have a bunch of miscellaneous receipts that go with this car. And as always, I appreciate y'all stopping in to watch another one of my virtual descriptions. Make sure you check out my test drive video along with the additional informations tab posted on my website, pcclassiccars.com. I will catch you guys on the next video and hope you have a great rest of your day.